Greetings to you, dear partners, investors, and of course, viewers of our channel. Today, we have an unusual review because I won't be talking about any news background at all. Now that's a twist. Those of you who have known me for a long time, our partners, viewers, you know very well that my attitude toward the news background is, to put it mildly, not the best. I believe that everything we need is already built into the chart in advance. That's why I won't be talking about any news today. No Feds, Trumps, Putins, or any other politicians who said what the rates are and so on. All of that, in fact, is just a bubble, let's call it that. For me personally, it doesn't play any role at all. Because politicians and other major players never say anything spontaneously, just like that, in the moment. That's extremely rare, maybe one time in 1,000. That's it. In order to say something in the public space or to create a certain news background, they prepare in advance to make purchases or sales. That's why, if we know how to read charts, and we do know how to read charts, we can analyze and see what will happen, where, and when. And then some news background comes out, something like what happened on the 10th, a sharp drop, and everyone started saying, oh, Trump made some serious announcement. But no one mentions that everything was already shown on the charts and could be seen in advance. And Trump has made even more serious announcements before, but nothing like that happened to the markets. So these news stories don't matter at all. Let's look at the charts today. Let me remind you, I've been in the cryptocurrency market since 2016, and I've seen all kinds of situations here. That's why I allow myself to speak about the news background this way now. This is my point of view. And I know very well how it works in this market. I still remember buying Bitcoin back in 2016 for $450,000. Today, we are a cryptocurrency fund that has been operating in the market for almost 10 years. It all started back when Bitcoin was still very small, just a young boy. Now today, that number has already reached over $120,000. So today, we are multiplying such cryptocurrency assets as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, USDT, with a yield of approximately 3 to 8% per month. So if you are interested in cooperating with our fund, the links are in the description, as well as the info bot and support service. Feel free to contact them. Friends, be sure to watch this video until the end, because at the end of this video, I will congratulate our winner of $50, which we give away every week for a simple comment with an approximate or exact Bitcoin price. Each person is allowed to leave 3 comments. And in the next video, we will determine the winner. Maybe it will be you and you'll receive $50 from us. For the first time, our fund has launched a segment called From $100 to $100,000. We show our public portfolio completely transparently. What we buy, when we plan to sell, how much we buy, and we display the current state of our public portfolio. This is the first time in the long history of our fund that we've done such a social experiment, and we already have 7 episodes. So go check them out and subscribe to our channel to stay updated. Let's look at the Bitfinex exchange. Monthly time frame. Now let's take a look at the 3-month chart to see what they're showing us here. That's interesting too. Well, over the past 3 months, the picture is rather bleak so far. But again, the 3-month period isn't closed yet. There's still almost a month and a half to go, so it's too early to draw any conclusions. But based on the fact that there are candles like this here, it's still a bit doubtful for now. Doubtful, right? So, on the monthly time frame, there was a clear downward movement here. We anticipated it, talked about it in advance, and basically we handled it well up to the levels that you can see now. If you remember this, and if it actually helped you, please leave your feedback in the comments so we can see that our work is bringing you results. Moving on. On the monthly time frame, we've basically reached the levels where we were aiming for and planning to see them. The RSI shows a triple top, which I pointed out a long time ago. It's working out perfectly. We've almost reached the 50 mark on the RSI. There's just a little bit left to go. I think the RSI should be pushed further. By pushed further, I mean we should actually reach that value. Weekly time frame. The RSI is in the oversold zone. The oversold zone can still move further. But again, for now, I don't see any reversal patterns. It's the same according to candlestick analysis. Yes, I see that we have oversold conditions, and it's a strong oversold, so what does that mean? It means there could be a good rebound. Well, in principle, we saw a good reaction from the price around 80,500. We have a level here that we've reached perfectly. Here we can see it. Yes, here it is. Once. A breakout and even further. Right now, this level is also working well for us. As long as there is no consolidation above it, it will stay below around 85,500. If it consolidates above, then there is potential for a move up to around $95,000. There is a chance that Bitcoin will reach $95,000, and it's a significant one because there is strong oversold condition on the daily time frame, and on the weekly time frame it's almost oversold as well. Of course, there could be wicks. No one is ruling those out. Something like that could happen, yes. A corrective move could already occur here. Basically, we're moving clearly along the level we previously marked. The next possible stops, in theory, are around $78,000. And if we consolidate below $78,000, we could see Bitcoin in the $72,000 zone. After this long accumulation, which lasted from March, or even from February until November, that's what we have for now. So it's like a 9-month pregnancy. And in those 9 months, we basically birthed Bitcoin, which gave a good pump, after which a double top formed and played out perfectly. And if you remember, I showed here that we didn't reach or didn't test this level. I said that this level definitely needs to be tested. Basically, right now, I tend to think that a correction is still necessary. And the correction might not stop at this level, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. It could go all the way down to $62,000, and if $62,000 holds, then Bitcoin is a real champ, strong, and it means it will keep showing strength upward. What is obvious right now, even to the naked eye, is that liquidity is flowing out of Bitcoin into many other altcoins. You don't need to look at any indicators like Bitcoin dominance or any of that nonsense. It's all clearly visible, even from other data, that other coins are shooting up, and there are already a lot of them taking off. This is a clear sign that many coins are not dropping as much as Bitcoin is. This is the first important key sign. This is the area of interest where Bitcoin might head in the near future. What else could happen here? We could see a move to the $78,000 zone, after which we might see another 6 months of a head and shoulders pattern. This is the kind of pattern that could form here. A huge head and shoulders on the weekly time frame. In that case, Bitcoin will most likely go through it. Let's just see what levels this whole move could reach. Well, we have a clear zone right here. So Bitcoin could come down to $50,000, and that would be absolutely normal. I would even be glad if this scenario played out. Basically, it doesn't matter. Even if it drops to those levels like that, it's fine. But still, I'm more inclined to think that we might see a head and shoulders pattern form here. Why would that be good? When Bitcoin is moving sideways, altcoins tend to take off. When Bitcoin is gradually rising, altcoins will also take off. And we have a chance to see a really good, solid bull market for about 6 months thanks to this liquidity flush. Bitcoin has dropped a whole 35, almost 36% from its current levels. From this level, there could be a corrective move. Well, I'd really like to see it go down here, so that on the weekly chart we can lock in a strong oversold condition, and on the monthly time frame reach the 50 level, maybe even dip a little below it. Let's also take a look at the Bitcoin chart on Binance. Here we have an ascending triangle, or more precisely, an ascending wedge. This is a bearish pattern, and this bearish pattern should play out at least down to this zone. That's roughly 50, 48, maybe even 50 to 48,000, somewhere in that range. So with a high degree of probability, Bitcoin could come down here. But overall, altcoins are feeling very, very good. Again, not all altcoins, but those that actually have something behind them, those are the ones that will take off. There are good formations on the market, and you can trade them. Well, basically, that's all I have on Bitcoin. There are key levels here. Here, 80,000 as a consolidation point, maybe even a little higher. That's according to the Binance chart. Let's take a look at this chart, after all. So, at 84, we'll have a drop to about 79, and if it goes below 79, then $78,000. With a high probability, Bitcoin will head towards $72,000. If there isn't a reversal here, then with a high probability, Bitcoin won't stop around the $78,000 zone and will go to $72,000, possibly down to $62,000. After that, we might see some kind of a rebound. Those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, write your opinion. What do you think about the cryptocurrency market right now, especially Bitcoin and other coins? We've broken the upward trend line, so for now, Bitcoin is moving into a downtrend. At least on the monthly chart, if we consolidate here, even at these levels, for me, Bitcoin is in a downtrend. In my opinion, liquidity from Bitcoin is flowing into altcoins. Again, this is not a recommendation, it's just how I personally plan to act and how I am already acting in the market. Ethereum is in an uptrend. Right now, we've had 3 months closing at a high that has never been seen before in the entire history of Ethereum on the monthly time frame. And moreover, Ethereum is maintaining its uptrend, very, very much so. It could even go all the way up to here. That is, Ethereum could even wick down to the $1,600 to $1,500 zone. And even then, it would still be in an uptrend. On the monthly time frame, the monthly time frame as well as the weekly time frame, let's take a look at the weekly one as well. It shows us a picture similar to what we saw on the monthly time frame. A similar formation is forming now on the weekly. And on the monthly, but only on the dynamic time frame, I've shown this many times, and I'll show it again. Learn technical analysis, take our training. If you don't educate yourself in the cryptocurrency market, you'll simply lose your money here if you don't know and understand when to exit, when to enter, or if you just buy and hold for the long term. But even then, you need to understand when to exit. So educate yourself. Knowledge is first and foremost what will help you preserve your capital, and only then help you earn money. Otherwise, you will lose your money 99.9% of the time. I guarantee you that, straight up. So we have a triple bottom here, right? And we've worked it out. We have a similar formation here on Ethereum. I showed it only on the weekly time frame. Here we have the first, second, third, and then the breakout. And now we're moving up, and basically we should reach somewhere around these levels. So right here, for me personally, Ethereum looks good for building a position. Everything below 3,200, in my opinion, is already good. I consider, at least for myself and for our fund's purchases, that these are ideal, solid buys. We started building a position at these levels because there was a strong rebound. And basically, we began entering positions here in parts. So I believe these entry points are quite good for the medium term. Bond, good. And as for that sharp drop down, it might happen, it might not. It's really a 50-50 chance whether it will or won't. But overall, the way things played out was ideal, just as I had predicted and anticipated. We had a perfect setup, the middle of a triple bottom, and then bam, 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 we saw a strong pump, and literally in just a few days, the asset grew by 70%. That's the cryptocurrency market for you. Miracles like this do happen here. That's why my thoughts are as follows. For me personally, the entry points right now are ideal, more than good, and any possible dips are unlikely. But overall, there's a very high chance we'll reach these levels. Here, 2,300, and here, 2,700. This area right here could be a really, really good place to build up positions. After that, I think I see the potential for a big breakout. Right now, everyone is extremely scared to buy. It's as scary as it gets to buy right now. I see that everyone is afraid. Everyone is saying there won't be an alt season anymore. Although I don't understand what criteria you're using to judge that. Write in the comments what criteria you use to determine that it won't happen. I still believe that there will be an alt season. It won't be like all the others. In fact, we can already see that the cryptocurrency market has changed over the past 10 years. At least I definitely see it. And this growth cycle, yes, over the last 4 years, it's been behaving completely differently. And you have to adapt to this market in a different way now, in a different way. It's no longer so easy to just buy and make money here. It just doesn't work that way anymore. Buy, wait, and enjoy yourself. No, that's not how it works here anymore. That's basically all I have to say about Ethereum. If there are any developments, yes. So what is possible here right now? A rebound up to $3,200 is possible here. If it consolidates above $3,200, then the next target will be $3,700. To mark these levels, you also need to understand how to do it correctly, from which perspectives to approach, what to click on, so that you can determine these levels accurately. Here they are playing out for us. Just look at how. Do you see the levels? Well, basically that's how it is. The wicks came in, boom, boom, and dropped down. Wicks. Right here, it touched, boom, boom, consolidation, test, then dropped, consolidation, retest, and moved on further. That's why we watch, observe, and keep trading like this. Now, Ethereum to Bitcoin. For Ethereum to Bitcoin, we've had a downtrend that lasted 3 years. 3 years? Yes, even a bit more. We had a strong, solid growth here of 150%, but after such a rise, we'd like to see a correction of at least 30% to 50%. We're looking from 30%. There was 30%, but we haven't had another 30% yet. So, maybe it will still happen. Where is 40% for us? Well, it's roughly right here. You see, this is where the wicks start, and maybe even down to these levels. So there's a chance that Ethereum to Bitcoin will drop even further, and after that, I expect a break in the downtrend for Ethereum to Bitcoin. And I've said that, in my opinion, Ethereum to Bitcoin will be worth as much as it's never been before. It could go as high as 0.25 and maybe even 0.4 Bitcoin for one Ethereum. I think we might see something like that if everything plays out the way the chart is showing now. That's a very big chance. People were saying that it would take off in 2024, but we haven't seen anything. And in 2025, we haven't really seen anything either. Right now, Ethereum is disappointing everyone because it hasn't taken off. Only Bitcoin has taken off. But now I think we're going to see a completely different picture. As for BNB is looking great, holding steady and looking good to the upside. We have a bull flag here, which could be tested all the way down to these levels, even $620, but at the very least to $720 here. There's a possibility of a drop, especially since we probably already have a consolidation in place. There could be a reversal somewhere around here. And then Ethereum, or rather BNB, I think it will reach about $2,600 to $2,500. Let's look at the height of the flag, the breakout point. So it's right around $2,600 for us. So I think there's a 90% chance we'll see BNB at these levels. At the time of recording this video, the price is 4,990. 85,000. That's it. 85,000. Locking it in. So the price is 85,000. And now let's see who our winner is. All right, 85,000. 1. 85,000. 2. Thank you for your streams. Thank you very much as well. It's nice that you leave comments. Write more numbers. Write the numbers for Bitcoin. So 80, we have a competition. 85, that is, the number 80 and 5, 890, 85 once again, and finally 899. But this comment is closer. Marina Usova, 85, 890. $9 is just the difference. Marina Usova, 85, 890. I congratulate you on your $50. Once again, you win our competition. Write the word Bitcoin support and be sure to claim your prize. Thank you. Keep participating as well. Friends, let us know how you liked today's review without all those news updates. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and leave a comment. We'd love to read them. See you in new episodes. Stay in touch and goodbye.